Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 161 of Classic Elite. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. What's going on, man?
I found the sharpest thing that exists.
Okay. You've got me. You've piqued my interest. What do you got for me?
It's the clipped off end of a zip tie.
What are you zip tying?
Stuff at work.
Okay. I guess it's cable man. Are you doing cable management?
Yeah.
No. What'd you say?
And kidnap victims.
Kidnap victims. That's one of those jokes that I would have heard, like, going through editing, that I didn't hear it come through because I was talking over you like a rude person. Glad I asked. So,
well, we get a little out of sync whenever the background music plays.
Yeah, it's a nice touch to have, but it can it just adds more into the ear holes. So, but it makes the YouTube presentation a little better. Dude, and with your black shirt tonight and your dark background, you just are a floating head. So your dancing is really funny to watch. Everyone, you can check us out at twitch.tv/classic_elite or youtube.com/classicelite. You can see what I'm talking about. See Dustin's floating head. So yeah, man, zip ties. So did you draw blood?
Not yet, because I'm cautious. But
okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like Wolverine's claws, lightsabers, the clipped off end of a zip tie. Like, that is how sharp those things are.
That's funny. I have not had a poor experience with a clip tie or a zip tie, other than zipping it too far.
Yeah.
Like before you're just making a mistake with it, realizing that, oh shit, I was playing with the zip tie too early, and now I've started it, and I can't undo it. I've ruined this zip tie. So.
Yeah. If you have something small, you can kind of get in there and undo it. Kinda, but you got to be like super careful about it.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a pack of 50 of them for $2, so it's just like, yeah, on to the next.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I want to say what's up to Mike Kamashiro of the Cartoon Retrocast and Jake Daly of the Daily Jake Show. They are joining us in the chat room. So if you'd like to join us, head over to Twitch and search for Classic Elite, and you should be able to find us. We record on Thursday nights around 8 o'clock Eastern. Dustin, you did change time zones, right? Mm-hmm. Not time zones, but daylight savings or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Okay, good. Because, like, there's, I think it's Arizona that doesn't change.
That's weird.
I'm so jealous of them, man. I'm one of those psychopaths that wishes that the whole world was on the same time. I won't get it. I won't get into it on the show, but it would work. Just trust me.
What was that? Zulu time?
Zulu time. No, it's just time. I don't know.
It's all relative anyway.
It's exactly my point. Since it is all relative, let's just all call it the same thing. Let's get on our military time. And we all just ask, when's it daylight where you are? Not, hey, is it 5 o'clock where you are? It's confusing as hell the way it is now, is my point. So, and speaking of the military, Dustin, thank you very much. It was Veterans Day yesterday.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
So, big round of applause to Dustin, being a veteran.
Thank you for your support.
Very cool of you, man. Really appreciate it. I like seeing all the support that the troops were getting on social media and stuff. Even though most of what we follow is video game stuff and kind of nerd related, Veterans Day still trended really heavily in Twitter in our circles, and I saw a lot of people mentioning it on different social media, so I thought that was really cool. So yeah, man, other than zip ties giving you hell, what else you been up to?
I had a thought. I was flossing before the show, which is a completely different story, but I was thinking while I was flossing.
So you got that rap deal.
Say what?
You got that rap deal.
Yes.
Straight flossing, yo. Sorry.
You're fine. I realized that, like, how the Star Wars universe must be the coolest thing in the world.
Okay.
Because Obi-Wan pulls out a lightsaber and Han Solo looks at it like he pulls a VCR out. Right?
Yeah, like that's antiquated.
You're right.
It's
Like,
a laser sword.
just a lightsaber, whatever. I got my blaster.
I
I'm
got a
good.
blaster. I will shoot first.
Right.
Don't test me. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Did you hear the story about the Star Wars fan that had terminal cancer and they let him see a screening of
Yes.
the movie?
Oh, so cool. Oh, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, Jake's jumping in saying thank you for your service. So, yeah, everyone join us in chat if you can. That'd be great. Yeah, I would agree, man. Star Wars sounds awesome. They have proper hoverboards. Like all their stuff hovers,
Yeah,
which
like
is
even
just a dream.
even Luke's like speeder thing. He drove to Mos Eisley, and
Sure.
that thing hovered. The land speeder.
Yeah. Okay, it's kind of rounded on the ends.
Mm-hmm.
The one that isn't that the same cart that he was in when they had the famous "These are not the droids you're looking for" scene.
Yeah,
Is it the
that
same
one.
car? Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. See, I know the pictures of it. Dude, you know the technical terms. I am impressed. Your
I think that's
your
it.
encyclopedic knowledge goes more than just video games. So, but yeah, anyways, there was a gentleman, I forget his name, but I've heard it talked about a lot on other podcasts and stuff. And I thought that was really cool of Disney and J.J. Abrams to do that for somebody.
Yeah,
Kind of
absolutely.
a last dying wish. The guy was upset that he wasn't going to get to see Star Wars, and they made it happen for him. And then he passed away, I think, 4 days or 5 days after
Yeah,
seeing
like
it.
it was literally his dying wish.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, good for them. And
Yeah, good on him.
not that they need more positive PR, but it's cool that there is a little bit of it. Well, wasn't there a movie about that happening? Oh, wasn't there a movie about that happening? Fanboys. I didn't see Fanboys, but I think, isn't it the movie that's got the guy from Balls of Fury?
Yeah, yeah, Dan Fogler, who may be one of my relatives by some sort of distant relations.
Yeah, Vogler's not that common of a name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as what I've been up to lately, I kind of took last weekend off, man. It was wonderful. I played games. I watched a ton of football.
Sweet.
It was nice. I've had really, really busy weekends the last 5 or 6 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice. And then my dad and boss was out of town this weekend. He went to the Dominican without me, jerk. And so it's been stressful around the office trying to keep things afloat. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like I'm running things by any stretch of the imagination, but just doing patchwork. It's kind
Right.
of like that Connect game where there was like leaking holes that would spring. Just kind of put your hand over it until the clock would run out. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, it was one of the pack-in Connect games.
Oh, Connect. Okay. Yes, I'm back on board. For some reason, you said Connect, and I thought Connect 4.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I thought you were gonna, because I do say wrong words at times. Like I would have said not Connect, but meant Connect. So I'm like, oh crap, I misspoke. But yeah, I had a nice relaxing weekend and have had a really busy week so far this week, so it's been cool. I'm definitely glad it's Thursday and we're able to be podcasting.
Yeah, totally.
So we got a couple of quick things to go over, then we'll jump into some news. First is we are going to be available in the Google Play Store. So aside from iTunes and Twitch and Stitcher, you'll be able to listen to us through Google Play. I'm not sure when, but our podcast was approved. So keep an eye out for that. And who knows, Justin, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll just be one of the... Since the service hasn't launched yet, maybe we'll just get lucky and a bunch of people will find us.
That would be awesome.
Which would be sweet.
We're just on like the front page for the first month.
If we got 10 seconds of front page time, I'd be pumped. If we got one recommendation, that's all, I'd be excited. And then some unfortunate news. someone that's up there with angry video game nerd level as far as YouTube is concerned is not fully hanging it up, but the classic game room looks like it's going away.
Yeah.
And based on the video that I saw, Mark's going to be focusing mostly on doing like his comics and artwork, stuff like that. And that classic game room is going to go back to being a hobby. So videos will not be his full-time job anymore.
Which is cool. It's good that it's not something horrible, and it's just he wants to move on and try something different.
Yeah, absolutely. As a fan, being a selfish fan, it's like, no,
Right.
don't go away. But I totally understand. So we will miss the frequency of his videos, that's for sure. So just wanted to give a shout out to him because he seemed like a really cool, really nice guy in the YouTube space. So, Dustin, you're a kid of the 80s.
Yep.
Which means that you graduated high school in 2000, 2003, somewhere in between there, right?
Yeah, I was class 2000.
You were class 2000? Okay, I was 01. So, I'm watching YouTube today, and I'm watching Kind of Funny. And they play this game. Now, we're in the news section, everybody. But, so they play this game, Greg Miller and Tim Geddes, and it's called Emily is Away. And it's a text-based game. And it's a text-based game done through Instant Messenger. AOL AIM. AIM.
Holy cow. All right.
It has all the... I'm speechless. It is one of the most brilliant games I have seen in a long time.
Okay.
If you went to high school in the 2000s, like this is gonna have to make you just die laughing. So the premise of the game is you're a senior in high school and it's 2003, and all you get is a buddy list, a Windows XP. You know that default with the blue sky and the green hills.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that as your default, and then you get an IM pop up, and it's from Emily. And you pick your screen name and you pick your name. And then you even get to pick the little icons that show up in next to your name in the like the chat window.
Mm-hmm.
All the tones are there. All like sounds, everything are there. And what's unbelievable about this game, because I don't want to talk too much about it, is the conversation. Like this, I think his name's Kyle Seeley is the developer of this game. And it's a pay what you want game. So you can play for free. You can donate to it. Just the way the conversation goes between Emily and yourself is, do you remember having a crush on a girl and talking to her through Instant Messenger on AOL?
Yep.
Boom. There it goes.
All right. That's the game.
That's the game.
Right.
And so you get dialogue choices of what you're going to say, and it changes, and it's kind of Telltale-like, where, like, depending on what you say will cause her to react differently.
Okay.
It's oh my God, it was so fucking awesome, dude. It was like an hour of these guys playing it, and listening to Tim and Greg just reminisce about what this guy nailed it. This Seeley guy nailed it. It's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was like talking to girls in Instant Messenger. And like all those feels come back. Like the dread, the nerves, the what do I say? At some point you'll select an answer and he'll start typing it out and then backspace it and then start typing something else. Because you know how you would like start typing something and then you'd erase it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it even had that. Oh, it was great.
That's awesome.
Mike T says, Class of 98 rules all. Instant Messenger wasn't around when I was in high school. That's too bad. This might be lost on you then. But maybe not. If you use Instant Messenger maybe in college, because this starts your senior year of high school, and each chapter is a new year of your life. And they got through this whole game in about an hour. Or maybe even less than that. It moved me. Like, I think I'm going to go buy this game and never play it. Or I might just have it. I want to play this co-op like they did. So if I've got a buddy over, I'm like, all right, dude, let's just sit down before we go out. Let's drink some beers and let's play Emily as co-op. Oh my god, it was awesome. So yeah, and then I saw an article on Engadget. Do you remember us talking a while ago about that Nintendo PlayStation that came out?
Mm-hmm.
It works. The Engadget guys got it fired up.
Awesome.
It made me think of you, since you're like the hardcore collector. Like that's just like a holy grail of consoles, you know?
Yeah.
But it works, and of course it works.
I'm already working on my plans to, you know, I'm not going to say it out loud, but
use your military training.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. Like, what a neat little piece of history that came out in gaming this last year. And then BlizzCon happened this last week. We won't talk much about it because I know that you don't care about BlizzCon. And truthfully, I didn't follow it much either. But there's a new Hearthstone expansion that I'm really excited to play.
Okay.
It's too bad that the Hearthstone expansions aren't free because, Dustin, I think you'd like them a lot. Just because you don't have to own the cards. What's he saying? Okay, so Mikey's got in the chat, Fulton Extract it. Fulton Extract what? What's he talking about?
The Nintendo PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. That's your plan. Okay. Duh. So, yeah, but there's a new expansion, and by all accounts, it's pretty good, but I have no idea what the gimmicks are in it.
All right.
So.
Tournament mode yet?
No tournament mode.
Okay.
This one's called the League of Explorers. See, they did it again. Everyone wants to say the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Or Explorer of something. Like, everyone's getting the name of this expansion wrong.
League of Legends?
It's the League of... What did I say? Explorers?
Explorers.
Something like that. I think that's right.
Exploders.
But it was kind of a light news week, I thought. I don't know. Did anything jump out to you this week?
Not really. I've actually been watching Summer Games Done Quick.
What's that?
It's speedrunners that get together, and it's basically like Extra Life if Extra Life was a week long, and it was nothing about was only about speedrunning.
Gotcha.
And what they did was, like, this summer they raised money for Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they raised over like $1.2 million.
Wow.
That's
fantastic. Doctors Without Borders is a really cool charity.
Yeah, totally. They ended with Summer Games Done Quick 2015 with Chrono Trigger, and that's actually why I started playing it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, they what was I going to say? The winter portion is just called Awesome Games Done Quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take place like January 6th. So it's not that far away.
Cool.
Also, holy crap, it's almost time for Game of the Year stuff.
It's almost time for the Game of the Year.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we're recording this on November 11th, so that means within the next 4 or 5 episodes, we're doing Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So that means, Mike, start looking at your calendar and let us know which Wednesday or Thursday in about 4 or 5 weeks is going to work for you. Because he's coming back on for Game of the Year, or at least he wants to. So hopefully we can get our schedules to work out. Yeah, Game of the Year is going to be easy for me, though. I'm going to go through and make sure that I didn't miss any games that I wanted to talk about that I've played this year. But nothing's unseated Ori and the Blind Forest for me. And I know, you're laughing, but it's true. And I feel pretty confident that over the next month I'll beat The Witcher.
Okay.
And I am comfortable not playing a lot of Destiny going into Game of the Year talks. I don't even remember when Destiny came out. That could be a 2014 game for all I know.
I think it was.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember Jeff Gersman yelling about it last year during their Game of the Year talks.
Okay. I think you're right. That does sound familiar. So I think I'm going to be caught up. Fallout, I've watched Kind of Funny play Fallout, and I watched Giant Bomb play Fallout. I don't think that's a game for me.
But you're usually so interested in Bethesda games.
Mike T just broke my heart. I think he's not lying to me either. He says, "No offense, Scott, but you're not halfway through The Witcher." Oh my god! How can I not be halfway through, dude? I don't think you understand how long I feel like I've played that game.
Oh man!
I'll just have to get on an esports team and get some Adderall.
That's it.
I'll just have 12.
Quit sleeping. What are you doing?
Quit sleeping. Take the. I won't say it. But yeah, just no sleep and just bust through that game. Mike T is asking where I am at, and I'll tell you after the show, or I'll send you a text. So I can think of the screen, but I just have to think of what's happening. Yeah, like I was just at like a... I think I had a second chance to get with Triss and didn't, if I remember correctly, and I'm shortly after that. I'm a one-man, one-woman kind of guy, Dustin.
Good.
They told me that... They implied anyways, and if this game fucks me over, I'm going to be real pissed. Because I think Triss is a very nice lady. And under regular circumstances, I just want the nice guy ending. You know what I mean? I want to play the game as a good guy. And they make it seem like I'm really into this Yennefer girl.
Despite her name.
Despite her name.
Well, you don't want to begin that Witcher AIDS. So you want to stay loyal.
Well, it didn't seem like, based on... I think that he has not been faithful in the past. But he blames it on amnesia.
I've done that.
So, yeah. Well,
we've all gone there.
We've all been there, so naturally. So, yeah, I mean, as far as video games are concerned, man, you've got some games on here that I'm not familiar with at all.
Yeah, you're probably better for it mostly. So last time I was talking about another totally different girl. So I was talking about Heat last episode.
Yes.
And one of the games that has tried to kind of capture the feeling of one of the shootouts that was featured in Heat was a game called Kane and Lynch Dead Men.
Okay.
And this came out back in 2007. So it's kind of an old game. And back when it came out, it wasn't a good game. And it certainly has not aged well ever since. But I ended up playing all the way through this game.
What?
And
why do you do that to yourself?
I don't know why I played through this game, but I did it. I think it may have been like early PS3 360 nostalgia, kind of like that / like an academic curiosity, like how far games have come since then. And
okay, like I'll buy that to a point, but you don't need to finish the game to, you know what I mean, to
right.
Get to that conclusion.
/ my own stubbornness.
Okay.
Maybe. But I also actually, Kane and Lynch, the characters, I actually really like them because they are just despicable, irredeemable, bad people.
Okay.
And they don't try to be anything otherwise. Like, you have heroes and you have anti-heroes. And Kane and Lynch are just bad people. Like, they're none of these two things. So I played through that, and it's not good. Don't buy it. Don't play it. But I did get to buy it for $10 from my local game trader, so I got to like put money into a local business.
Yeah, and you can trade it back in.
Yeah,
Flip it for another shitty game. Like
right.
maybe if there was a sequel or something.
Well, lucky for me, I already owned Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days on PC, so I didn't have to buy that.
Okay.
So I kept playing that game, or I finished the first one. I wanted to play the second one, just to kind of continue the story. And Kane and Lynch 2 was a much better game. It's actually, I enjoyed it start to finish back when I played on the PS3 when it came out.
Do you remember who the developer is? Is it someone that I might be familiar with?
The first one was developed by IO Interactive. I think they did the second one too. IO Interactive are the guys who do the Hitman series.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't like the Hitman that I played, but I've only played very little of it.
The first one was the one he got fired for.
So Mike T's asking in the chat, was Kane and Lynch to the game that Jeff Gerstmann got fired? Was it GameSpot that he got fired from?
Yeah. I forget that our audio listeners can't read the chat.
Yeah.
But Kane and Lynch 2, it didn't get very good reviews.
That's why I draw the big salary, Dustin, as
Right.
the producer.
Yeah. It didn't get good reviews when it came out, but I liked it more because it has like this really blown out like early HD camera look.
Okay.
It even has like a shaky cam kind of thing during while you're playing it. And that's definitely its main draw. Again, it's more Kane and Lynch, which I really enjoy for some reason, just because they're just. I think the developers are awesome for making the characters the way they are.
They sound almost, when you talk about heat and stuff like that, like I'm just picturing henchmen almost.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Like Kane is like an old mercenary. I say old, he's like in his 40s. He's an old mercenary who, like, canonically, he left his team behind, which was what kicked off the events of the first game, because they got pissed and came after him in the first game.
Okay.
And then at the end of the first game, you go to like kill the guys who. I'm spoiling an 8-year-old game that's not very good. So if you're sensitive to Kane and Lynch, Dead Men, spoilers. He leaves behind his team. They get pissed. They try to kill him. He's like, well, I'm definitely going to kill them instead. So you go to kill them, and they kidnap your daughter. So you're going to get your daughter back, and you recruit a team that you break out of prison and leave them behind when you save your daughter. So you leave people behind twice. Also, you break people out of prison and cause an enormous riot and like open all the prison doors and guards die. You shoot cops. Lynch was modeled after Wayne Grove from Heat.
Okay.
And he's a medicated psychopath who at one point goes off his meds and murders bank hostages during a heist.
What like he just walks in the middle of a heist and like points to the gunman like, hey, 1 second here, I'm sorry to interrupt, and then just offs a couple of the hostages and then like walks away and is like, carry on.
So actually what it is he's on crowd control while you're breaking into this bank.
Okay.
And all of a sudden you start hearing him talking over the radio, like mumbling crazy stuff. And when you get back up into the main lobby where he's at, everyone is dead.
Okay.
This is actually a co-op game, so if you're playing as Lynch, I think there's like a gameplay a reason that you have to like kill him. I think he starts hallucinating that they're guards or something like that.
Oh, okay. Is it would it have to be online co-op or is there split screen? Do you know?
I think there's both.
That's cool.
I think. But yeah, Kane and Lynch 2 continues that, and you play as Kane in the first game and Lynch in the second game. And in Kane and Lynch 2, you're in Shanghai, and you accidentally kill an important person, and that important person has a lot of people with guns that now want to kill you. So you're trying to get away. And that's my biggest complaint about Kane and Lynch 2 is that it's basically just one firefight after another.
Okay.
There's nothing really breaking it up. But the like the first game, the guns feel like crap to shoot. They sound horrible. Like the machine guns sound like you put a penny in an aluminum can and shake it. That's what the machine gun sounds like. In Kane and Lynch 2, like everything's better. It feels good to shoot the guns. You know when you're hitting guys. They sound great. They feel different. Yeah, all around improved. Plus, it looks great in the way that they developed it. Yeah, overall, much better improvement.
Hell yeah. Well, that's cool that you were rewarded for getting through the first one.
Yeah.
But based on the sounds of it, it's amazing that they got a second one made.
Yeah, I think it was 2007, and it was one of those cases where people may have been paid to give good reviews of the game, because that's how Jeff Gerstmann got fired, because he gave a bad review of the game.
Yeah.
And
well, now, I don't remember that going down because I wasn't following games media at the time.
Mhm.
But I feel like hearing him talk about it, I feel like he gave it like a 6 out of 10, like not like a horrible score.
Right.
He's just like, yeah, it's just not that great of a game. It's all right. And that's what got him canned.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he gave it a 2, which is just strange. So yeah.
And keeping with the bank robbing and horrible people. Well, no, I can't. Never mind. I was also playing Chrono Trigger.
I was gonna say you almost segued. You almost got it.
I almost segued, but I did not. Chrono Trigger is good.
Chrono Trigger is amazing.
Probably. It is right now my favorite JRPG. Keeping in mind, I haven't played Final Fantasy VI in a very long time.
It's mine, but I've played less than 10 of them.
Yeah.
I was just lucky enough for that to be one of them. But that was the first JRPG that I tried that... I just remember getting ready to go over to my friend's house and not wanting to leave. I was playing it on an emulator, and I just didn't want to leave. It was right as I started to get into retro podcasts, so
okay,
maybe around like 08, 09, something like that.
Oh wow!
And I just kept hearing people talk about this game, Chrono Trigger, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't like turn-based stuff, but I'll give it a try. And I tried it and loved it. Couldn't put it down. It started to make sense, like what made that kind of a battle system fun. I just couldn't imagine turn-based combat being fun at all.
Right.
But when you play through Chrono Trigger, it's different. Like the music's great, the dialogue's fun. You get to name your characters.
Yeah.
So, do you want to know something really crazy about Chrono Trigger?
Sure.
When you ask people in general, how long did it take you to beat it, and people like think back on how long it took them to beat Chrono Trigger, usually people say somewhere in the 20-some hour range.
Mm-hmm.
It's really only about a 12 to 13 hour game. It's actually quite short.
Yeah.
And people remember it as being much bigger than it actually is.
Yeah. It's a real quick, especially if you don't do all the side missions.
Yeah.
In fact, they use glitches, but the people at Summer Games Done Quick beat it in 5 hours and like 30 minutes.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It was really crazy listening to them talk about how they were manipulating random number generators and doing all this stuff. And it's really cool. I admire it, but I would never do it because, well, one, it would be time consuming as all hell, but I feel like it would completely ruin any magic that the game has.
Oh, yeah, because you get to peek behind the curtains.
Yeah.
I saw a really interesting thing where someone figured out how to manipulate the random number generator in Legend of Zelda, the first one on the NES,
All right.
to get the silver rupee to show up, the one that gives you 5.
Okay.
It had to do with like blocking something, and like it was like the 9th hit of something or other, and they were able to grind through money really quickly because they were able to manipulate. It was no longer random. They were able to figure out the pattern.
Huh.
There was also a guy. Do you remember the game? Was it called Press Your Luck? That game show that had no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop.
I think so.
Where it was like 3 people, and yeah, you'd see like this number block kind of jump all over this. You'd see numbers all over the screen, and they would randomly highlight.
Mm-hmm.
And well, this guy figured out a pattern. It looked random, but it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And he ended up taking them for like $100,000 or more. And this is back in the 70s or 80s.
That's awesome.
There was like a pattern of 3. We learned about it in our stats class. It was really, really cool. Mike T's commenting that he knows the Press Your Luck story.
Dude, that's cool.
So that validates it. I'm not just making shit up. Yeah, I mean, you've played all the way through Chrono Trigger, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm playing it on my Super Nintendo card. And I'm actually playing through the new game plus of the game that I played through maybe last year.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I'm actually zipping through it pretty quick.
Hell yeah. Have you replaced the battery in that game or any of your Nintendo games?
Mm-mm.
Me either. I've never taken the dive into doing it.
Yeah.
It's not
pretty
as
easy.
It's not as easy as popping it out and putting a new one in. I
Right.
thought in some of them you have to solder a little bit.
Yeah, you will.
So, and I don't have a soldering iron or anything.
I got a cheap one I got from like Walmart one time or something.
Yeah, you talked about it not too long ago, I think, didn't you?
I think so.
You recently get one? You know, as men, we should have a soldering iron.
That's true.
Something that's incredibly dangerous for your kid to find,
Yeah.
but you gotta have it around just to keep everyone on their toes. It's like, don't touch the end of the hot glue gun.
So that game is 20 years old? That's about the...
I want to say last month was its 20th anniversary.
Yeah, so it's... What are those batteries, like 25 years?
I mean, I'm sure that's what they estimated. I have no idea what the shelf life of one of those is.
Okay.
It's a watch battery, and you're not pinging too much information or too much energy from it, so...
Yeah. At one point, I thought my Shadowrun battery went dead because my save just disappeared one day.
Mm-hmm.
But I've since played that game, and it worked out fine. It must have just been some sort of anomaly.
Yeah, I've never had a battery die on me yet, which is crazy because my batteries would be, like you're saying, 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
So Mike said that you do have to solder, but it's easy, and full solder kit is like $16 on eBay. You're the encyclopedia of video games. Mike's our price guide.
Right, yeah.
He's our he's our wizard or our Beckett of video game stuff. So yeah. Anything else you've been up to?
I don't think so. You should probably check out any of those awesome games done quick. Like Summer Games, they did Chip and Dale and DuckTales, and it's good stuff. They have a whole playlist on YouTube.
Cool. I'll try to remember to link them in the show notes. I'm putting that together. Cool. Well, I've been jumping around a whole bunch in my video game playing. It's because I got a new toy, Dustin.
How's your Elgato treating you?
It's great.
Yeah?
I am very happy with it. It is... Hopog has been a great company to us. They've supplied us with a lot of equipment in the past, so I'm very grateful for that. But if I'm giving my honest opinion, I prefer the software that Elgato runs.
Okay.
And the video quality is much better. It's a locked 60 frames a second that it records at.
Cool.
So if you're getting your game to run at 60, so I got into the point where I was just testing frames just to see like what was going on. So usually people use fraps to track how many frames are going a second in a game, right?
Right.
So I'm running fraps, and if I record with fraps, it will, in the recording, it can bounce around a little bit. It'll show exactly what it was recording at.
Mm-hmm.
When I open up a file that I recorded with the Elgato HD60, it if I run fraps in the software that I'm playing the video with,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, the number 60 doesn't flicker at all. It's just dead solid at 60.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So it's just, it makes really pretty gameplay footage. So I'm tinkering around with that, playing Darksiders, capturing some footage for that. I think I might just do like a Let's Play. I'm stuck in the first dungeon, so once I get out of that, I think I'll kind of move on. But I recorded some footage of Mario Maker. I'm not sure if I'm going to edit this video down or publish it or what I'm going to do with it, but our good buddy Damez made a new level in Mario Maker. And he asked me if I would record myself playing the level.
All right.
And then let him watch me play it. So, recorded a Let's Play of doing the level. Took me about a half an hour to beat. I thought it was really challenging. He wrote me a really funny long email explaining shit that I was doing wrong. And it's like, oh, of course. But he knew, he made the level, so obviously he's going to know the tricks and stuff.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun, and I think he really enjoyed watching me play the level because he got to see all of his tricks. Like, he got the satisfaction of watching his tricks work on somebody.
Right, yeah.
So, instead of just waiting for people to leave comments and stuff like that. So, that was a lot of fun. So, what I did was I uploaded the rough edit up to YouTube and just left it unlisted so he could watch that.
Cool.
I might cut it down a little bit and maybe pare down to like a 10-minute video.
All right.
But that's going to mean I'm going to have to go through and watch my own video over and over to see what's boring and what's worth keeping and all that stuff, and that sounds terrible. So who knows if we will do that. But the motivation would be to show the Elgato 60 frames a second.
Okay.
So, because even the Wii U just looks just crispy. It's great. There's a lot of Heroes of the Storm news. I'm not going to get into it. Except for one thing. There's a character named Cho'Gall that they're coming out with, Dustin, where it takes two people to play one character in a MOBA. So you would be the head and I would be the body.
Okay.
And that's kind of all I know about it. So I'm assuming I move around as the body and then you pick what to target as the head.
Okay.
It just seems nuts. So I just like, I like that Blizzard's taking these chances in a MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're doing things where they're having two players control one character. One player controls three characters. One character is completely worthless but gives support, so he has to hang back. His name's Abathur, and he can't do anything to damage you, except his ultimate ability is he can clone. One of his ultimate abilities is he can clone anybody on your team. So he can run around for a minute and a half being anybody. So you can double up on a really powerful character. Or he can provide support by giving you what's called a hat. And it's this little floating goopy thing over top of you. And gives you a bunch of energy. So you can stay in and fight. It's a really tough character to play. I can't play him. But it's just neat that they do like really weird things and see what happens with it. I talked about Ori just because it's my favorite game so far this year, and I played some more of it.
All right.
This is one of the games that I wanted to test with the Elgato specifically because when I play the game, it's such a lightweight game. It runs at 144 frames a second for me.
Awesome.
So it's just like buttery smooth. But when I go to record it, it'll bounce between 100 frames and 130 frames, recording with fraps.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would turn VSync on and lock the frame rate to just 60 frames a second,
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look as smooth. I don't like it. Really felt like it was missing frames from the Fraps recording.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I did VSync and recorded it with the Elgato and liked the way that footage looked. So I played Ori just to kind of do the test stuff. I played more Rocket League and had the best round of Rocket League of my life.
All right.
You haven't played any Rocket League yet, have you?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I scored 4 goals, which is, I think, insane. I scored 4 goals myself. If not Dustin, if Kevin, formerly of the Para Nerds, is listening, Kevin, I got 4 goals, and I was the team MVP with 810 points. So they assign points if you block a shot, if you center the ball, if you have a shot on goal, if you score a goal, and I racked up a whole bunch. 810 is about as high as I've seen, so I was really proud of myself.
That's awesome.
So I'm getting pretty good at Rocket League, at least much, much better than I was. I wouldn't say I'm good relative to a lot of other players that I'm playing against, but I'm definitely way better than I was, which is fun. And then Legacy of the Void is the new expansion and the final expansion, I believe, of StarCraft 2, and I bought that, but I haven't played it yet. But the interesting thing is there's a co-op element to the campaign. You know how in normal Blizzard RTSs or whatever, you just kind of do your own thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or World of Warcraft, you might have a teammate and like a 2 versus 2 match or something like that. But the campaign has always been linear and solo play.
Yeah.
And in this one, you can actually play with a friend. So when Blizzard does something quirky or a little different, I've found that I've tended to like it over the last couple of years. So I'm definitely excited to find a buddy to play some of this with. I think my friend Eric, who I mentioned, is really into Heroes and kind of on a semi-pro Heroes team.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might play through some of it with me, which would be cool. He's a really good musician. He's building a studio right now. So getting the time to play with him might be a little challenging. So I might have to be a little patient.
Yeah.
I got a random text from him the other day, and he's like, do you have a power drill? I'm like, no. I do have like a Black & Decker power drill, like the battery-powered kind.
Yeah.
But I think he needs one that like plugs into the wall that can sit there and drill through studs like crazy,
Like heavy duty.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to gaming wise last week. I haven't played anything on the retro side, so definitely glad that you brought something to the table with the retro flair. So let's get to our YouTube comments, our email from Mike, and then we'll call it a show. Got to give a shout out to our buddy Zarek. I was watching some of his YouTube stuff. Do you remember when he first started commenting on our videos? He was working 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
He's back to that, poor guy.
Oh no.
So, Mike T's saying he's making fun of me that I don't have a power drill. He says it's time to enter the world of home ownership and get one. No, he's right. The thing is I've gotten by with just that cordless Black & Decker power drill. And I'm not much to build stuff, so. But anyways, poor Zarek, he is he's working, so he didn't get a chance to comment on our last podcast. So hopefully work will be okay for him. He's doing a really neat giveaway that he had mentioned on our show last week. He's giving away a collector's edition of Fallout 4, which is really cool.
Yes, dude. I bet that, yeah.
So go to Zarek's channel and check out the rules to enter his contest. That's his XEARRIK gaming channel, Zarek Gaming Channel. So let's see here. Oh, we got some comments from Jake as well. It was really weird. This comment got flagged. I think it's because he has prices listed in his comment. It got flagged as spam initially from Jake. So I had to unspam that. But this one's for you, so do you want to take it?
Sure. Yeah, they probably thought he was trying to pimp the Daily Jake show. So they flagged it. He goes on to say, "Hey Dustin, got to say all this Dark Souls talk has been making me want to play this game for the first time. Get this, I went to Walmart today and I saw Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for Xbox One. It was sitting in the 360 version slot and was priced at 1996. Side note, that's a great year, 1996. I pretended I didn't notice, and the worker was wondering why it kept ringing up $49.99 instead of 1996 price. Finally, he went back to where it was located and saw it was for the Xbox 360 copy. So I said, well, since all Xbox One copies were there, is there a way I can get it for just the 1996? He quickly said no, and I said, let me talk to your manager. He went back to talk to one, and the supervisor said, wait. And the supervisor said no, and the store manager came out at the same time and said yes.
Whoa.
That's awesome. Finally, I can experience the fun you've been sharing with us. Also, a great episode. It was a lot of fun seeing it live and chatting with you guys. Also, next time I see Tony, I'll be busting his balls on why he wasn't on last night.
That's right.
Yes, I would, depending on how much experience you have, if you start to find yourself like, why the hell would anybody play this game? What's going on? Feel free to watch some, try to watch a bunch of videos on it. Because I watched days worth of videos before I actually played Dark Souls. So I kind of had an idea of kind of what was coming up. So I kind of insulated myself from getting frustrated because I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He may be awesome and just play right through it.
So we're getting a little bit of pushback from Mike T in the chat. I think he's a little disappointed we didn't talk about the Nintendo Direct. I didn't watch it. Did you?
No. What happened?
So there were two big things that I saw announced. Mike, chime in if we're missing any. One is Cloud from Final Fantasy VII is going to be in Super Smash Brothers. So
I would be more excited if they announced an Urgeist 2.
You pulled out that was a good obscure reference right there.
That was a PlayStation 1 fighting game that had Cloud in it.
Oh, okay. And Twilight Princess HD is coming to the Wii U.
That... I don't know. I didn't like Twilight Princess all that much.
But it was because...
of the waggle.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be awesome.
Yeah, who knows? So... but yeah, I didn't watch the Nintendo Direct. I forgot to.
I don't even know that those things happen. I didn't even, the only reason I knew that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 came out and Fallout 4 came out is because I happen to get emails about them. That's how out of the loop I am nowadays.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to talk about Call of Duty. None of us are Call of Duty guys.
Nah. I haven't played Ghosts yet. I haven't played Advanced Warfare yet. I saw it's on sale for $15 on Rakuten.com.
That's pretty cool.
Rakuten. How do you what syllable do you emphasize in that? I've never heard it spoken out loud.
You podcast with me, you know I don't speak well. I have no idea.
Rakuten.
Rakuten sounds cool. Rakuten. I don't know. Rakuten. So yeah, Jake, thanks a lot for writing in, buddy, and thanks for joining us in chat tonight as well.
Yeah.
And then our friend Damez has a few comments here. But before we get to that, Mike T says that he played Call of Duty and killed a bunch of noobs 5 seconds after they spawned. He's kidding. Bunch of noobs. You know, just killing noobs. So let's see. And Jake bought Fallout 4 and hasn't touched it yet. Well, that's because you got Dark Souls to look forward to, bud.
Too busy ganking low-level noobs.
That's in real life.
Yeah.
So Damez is like, wow, my guilty pleasure song idea was a smashing success, and I would agree. I think we all had a lot of fun with that. And then he says, dude, bro, I crafted Lord Durax's card. Holy fuck, why did I not do this sooner? I went harder with this than with any other legendary I've made, which is cool.
In fact, speaking of the Guilty Pleasure song.
Oh, yeah.
I was shuffling my songs and Right Said Fred came on.
I'm too sexy. Oh, yeah.
That came on. I was like, oh, well, that's a Guilty Pleasure song.
That's a good one. I like that song. My nostalgia for it is it just reminds me of third grade and going over to a friend's house for like sleepovers, for like a birthday party or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I just remember having a great time and that song just being associated with it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And Demez also writes, what I've done is I already have 2 demons on my deck, Lord Duraxis and 1 Dread Steed. Then I have 1 Sense Demons spell, so I always get Duraxis and Dread Steed, almost always. So that sounds like a powerful combination of cards, is what I think.
All right.
So he's basically giving himself the best chance to have the RNG go his way, which is pretty cool.
I didn't know Tomb Raider came out until Mike said so in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tomb Raider came out as well.
Man, I need an Xbox One.
It's starting to get to that point.
Because I really enjoyed that first one.
So did I.
The first reboot one.
It was interesting listening to the Giant Bomb guys talk about it because they didn't seem to care for the first one very much.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they cut down on QuickTime events, according to Brad, and he just seems to be having more fun with it. So
excellent.
If they made a better... Now, I'm going to hold off and get the PC version because it comes out in a couple of months.
Okay.
And then the PS4 version comes out next year. So, yeah, Jake's asking if Tomb Raider is he's asking if Tomb Raider is any good, and yeah, I think that we all agree with yeah, I think we all agree that Tomb Raider is a lot of fun. It's a good game. So keep an eye out because it goes on sale for dirt cheap. Jake, you can get it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like an Xbox Live free game at one point.
Yeah.
Like Games for Gold or whatever. Good deal, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and Mike T says, if you are interested, MicrosoftStore.com will have a crazy deal on the Xbox One he's guessing.
Okay.
So for you deal hunters, if you want to pull the trigger, that might be the time to do it. For me, no.
Yeah. I just went out, spent $189 on a new car battery.
Those are expensive.
Yeah,
they last like 5 years, though.
Yeah, they do. A lot of that was, well, not a lot of it, but some of it was, I went the lazy route and just had them install it.
Oh, okay.
So some of that was, it was like $20 extra or something, depending on what the tax was. But
that's the kind of high.
Yeah, that's the kind of crazy impulse purchase I have nowadays.
You're turning into the dad among dads.
Yeah. Hey, I thought of the best dad joke regarding retro games.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like I should have just sprung it on you instead of preparing you for it because now it's gonna blunt the effect. But did you know that every Super Nintendo game has a hidden pirate mode?
It does?
Yeah, you just hold down the R button.
Oh my God, Dustin. The R button. Oh my God. That is corny dad joke.
Feel free to use that at any party or, as an icebreaker.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. I will definitely do that. That's how I will get away from being single.
You too, audience. Anytime.
All right. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for the show, everybody.
We're not getting any better than that.
Not kidding. I think
Oh
that's
wait,
it.
actually we are because we didn't read Mike T's email yet.
Oh shit! Forgot all about Mike. Oh, sorry. I've been so used to seeing him in the chat. Yeah, I
All
want to get
right.
to this. So okay, so Mike T. That's right because ooh, and I'll tell the story when I'm done. So Mike T starts off the email. It's got a subject line: "Touchy start, f you." Hello all. I got a bit overloaded on games this week. I picked up Mario Maker in a buy two get one free by stacking multiple coupons and then trading in the other two games to Best Buy. Paid $100 and got $88 back in gift cards and kept Mario Maker. So far it's fun, but I can see myself getting burnt out on it real fast. I'm hoping the next iteration allows people to make complete games and an overworld. Ooh, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. Right now, things like coins and vines are meaningless. For the most part, they are. He says Tomb Raider and Fallout also came in this week. I decided to start with Tomb Raider. It's really good and looks amazing. As soon as I'm done, I will get to Fallout. I think that's a smart order there. And then Dustin, he goes on to say, as for Scott, so far I've played 2 of your Mario Maker levels. Damn, that touchy start was annoying, but looking back, it wasn't too bad. I think I died 50 times. Luckily, it looks like the rest of your levels aren't as bad. They definitely aren't. Why is it that a 20% clear rate is easy? Point. Well, Dustin, as you just said, your dad joke broke the internet. So we're back. We had a little bit of a technical issue there. My internet crapped out. So I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with AT&T doing tech support because my internet's been cutting out on me lately.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a factory reset on my modem and swore up and down that my internet wouldn't go out anymore.
And then it just went out.
So I'm demanding a technician comes out and switches my equipment out. Because that is frustrating.
Yeah.
So anyways, just to finish up Mike's email, we were talking about Tomb Raider, Fallout, and all that stuff, but Mike says, as for Scott, I've only played 2 of your Mario Maker levels. Damn, that touchy start was annoying. So I have a level that I called Touchy Start, and it's annoying. And he says, damn, that touchy start is annoying, but looking back, it wasn't that bad. I think I died only 50 times. Luckily, it looks like the rest of your levels aren't as bad. Why is it that a 20% clear rate is easy and 0.88% is a bit harder? So I've got one level that's called Water Levels Suck, so this one is easy. Because I wanted to make a water level. I mean, if you know the pattern, it's the dumbest, easiest water level in the world.
All right.
And it only has a 20% clear rate. Like, I thought for sure that it would get like a 50-60% clear rate.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen. Only 20% of people that have played it cleared it. I think it's because it's not that fun, honestly. I think people will try it and they're like, this is dumb. And then move on. So everyone, thank you very much for listening this week. And thank you, Mike T, for writing in. Thanks to Dumez and Zarek. Wish you luck with all the work, bud. As far as music this week is concerned, I'm going to play a song by a guy named Glooms. The song is called Lifestyles, and you can go to crunchyco.com. If I remember, I'll link it in the description. But there's a compilation called 10 Years of Crunchy Compilation. And it's got like Trey Frey and Glooms and Nordloaf. I don't know, some chiptune guys that I've seen before, which is pretty cool. And it's a free download. So if you want to donate, you can, which is great. So I hope everyone enjoys this song. I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And we will be on Google Play, but we're already on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and YouTube. Any of those places, just search for Classic Leet, Classic L337, and we will. You'll find us. Luckily, with our dumb name, Dustin, we're easy to find. You just gotta know what it is. So that's pretty much it for me. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add? I'm a little flustered right now.
You push the R button.
I pushed the R button. God damn it, Dustin. Oh, whatever. Okay, that's the show. We will see you next week for episode 162.
Boosh.